I'm Samantha Eckert, and welcome to my home studio in Randolph, Vermont. What's great about having a home studio is that you have plenty of space to spread out and make work and make messes 24/7. So here in my house, I use my dining room and my living room for my sculpture studio, and I have a room upstairs that I use for my painting studio. So a little bit about me. I consider myself to be a multiple-disciplinary artist. I have the most experience in painting. I started making sculptures in grad school, despite having no formal training in sculpture. But that really wasn't that important to me because I was more interested in putting together things and using materials that had embedded meaning that allowed me to tell stories in a poetic way. So in grad school, I was doing a lot of writing and storytelling about childhood and memories, and I had written a story about a woodland fort that I built with my sisters as a kid. My professor at the time suggested that maybe I use that idea to create my final body of work in grad school. Which seemed like a great idea to me because it was really the way I work, telling stories from memories. So I set out to figure out what kind of materials I was going to use to build this fort, and somehow I got stuck and settled on the idea of using the popsicle stick because of the embedded meaning with the popsicle stick. For me, it represents childhood and summertime memories. And it's it's a material that's inexpensive and comes in bulk. So all these things seem really great. So I started building a structure, which I really didn't know what I was doing, but I was like giving it a try, and used hot glue and the sticks right out of the box, which I quickly realized they were not strong. They had no structural integrity, pretty weak wood. So I figured out that I would scorch the sticks before I built the structures. So I was scorching sticks with a propane torch. And this really strengthens the woods, kind of like a kiln drying process. And so that was the answer. So then I started like knitting together or crocheting together these structures to see what I could make of them. And I really liked how they ended up looking like a tower, maybe referencing a destroyed building. They're also very skeletal in appearance, and which I really liked because I think of them as sort of my ancestors in a sense. So especially when they're gathered together in a group, they have a familial appearance, and also like as a city, like in ruins. So all these things were really important to my voice as an artist. So also I should probably mention that one of the pivotal moments in this idea of building these things was I have this crocheted tablecloth that was made with my grandmother as a young woman, and this beautiful crocheted tablecloth is very similar in color, and the stitches, the open weave, the knotting, it kind of reminded me of these structures. And when I made that association, it was pretty profound to me in that this idea of muscle memory and how that is inherent and also inherited, and that the labor of my grandmother's hands making this beautiful textile is also inherited in me, and the labor is then in my hands. So I really like that idea. So I'm also making pieces for the wall, which you'll see up here. And I love how the hot glue in itself is like this sparkliness and kind of a webbing. All those things are really cool. I started weaving thread in between the panes of some of the towers, and I use emergency blanket here and there in the towers to kind of reflect light. So that's it. That's my sculptural work, and then I'll show you upstairs the painting studio. Thank you. Hi everyone, it's Sam again. I just brought you upstairs to my painting studio. I thought it would be fun to show you what I'm working on up here. So right now I've got a piece that will be consisting of 12 by 12 panels that are primed with a silver paint, and also collaged with this silver emergency blanket, which I use quite a bit in my work. because I love the silver quality and the embedded meaning of the emergency blanket. So these paintings are made with the pourable paints. And right now I'm working on this black and blue series, which I'll have in the end drawn the zodiac constellations on each one of these. So I've used this metallic black, which I'm hoping will cure to a really cool looking shiny black color. So this is black and blue, and this white that you see is this really cool iridescent paint that will dry as a blue-green. And sometimes I scratch into the paint while it's wet, kind of creating these cool drawings, which remind me of the drawings they make on cappuccinos with the milk. I really love those little cool things that happen. And I like that association. So these are some of the things that I've got going right now. I'm going to spin you around and let you see the large installation that I'm making, which is a rainbow piece consisting of about 60 panels, 12 by 12, in the colors of the rainbow. So for me, the rainbow has special significance, and I kind of feel like it's a portal or a bridge to distant lands and relatives and lost loved ones. So I've got the constellation, I've got the rainbow, and I'm also doing a cloud series. So this is all for my upcoming exhibition at Ava Gallery in May. And the title of that will be Besieged by Wonder. All of my work kind of has different memory and associations from childhood embedded in it. So these paintings you'll see are very plasticky, primary colors, which remind me of plastic toys from childhood. When I was a kid, I had the whole Play School series, those little weird round people. I had the whole village set up in my room, and so this like primary red and yellow remind me of those. So here's a close-up. You can see the emergency blanket peeking through. I also use glitter a lot in the work. I love these anthropomorphic figures that happen when I move the paint around on the panel. They kind of look like animal creatures or humanoid to me. And so the other piece I wanted to show you is my magical bones, which I worked on when I was in residence at Mass MoCA. So these are clay pieces made with Italian self-hardening fiber clay, and this really cool sparkly material that I found at an art supply store in Pittsfield, Mass. I don't know if you can get the sparkly quality. So yeah, I found this really great stuff. Clear, sparkly stuff. Who can resist that, right? Okay, well, that's it. That's all I have. Thanks so much. Bye.